Hi everyone, how you doing? Welcome to a Wednesday TerraTech World stream, which is a bit strange. I'm Dean Dobbs, a video content creator for TerraTech Worlds, and I'm joined by the lovely Kris, our design director.
Yeah.
I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, got it.
So today, I mean, obviously, if I mess up this intro, let me know because obviously I want to make sure I get this right. We're gonna go through a sort of a new update.
Yep.
Of TerraTech Worlds.
Yeah.
And we'll show you some changes, but the main thing we want is to address any questions that you might have about TerraTech Worlds and its early access sort of build and all that, basically. But yeah. Should I just get into it because it's a fresh game? So
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right, wicked.
So what we're playing today is a unreleased version of the update that's coming.
Yes.
Hopefully later today.
Hopefully today.
We'll
yes.
see. The QA team is still testing, and we're waiting for seal of approval. But once it's ready, it will go out, and it includes lots of stability updates, so fixing some of the crashes. It also includes lots of balancing updates. So there are changes to the harvesting, the grind. There are changes to the camera, and also there are changes to the tech limits.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. They'll also be a little bit low to the sound with there. Sorry, let me turn down. No, sorry with that. That should be the music still be playing. Bring that microphone just a little bit closer.
Test,
it should
test.
be good. They're just a bit like.
Hello. You got me?
Are we good? We should be fine.
Can you hear me?
Should be all dandy.
Hello.
We'll scream if we need to, as long as you don't scream at us, obviously. Nice, thanks. There we go. Sick. Thank you. That is so much better. Cheers, JJ. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. I'm nice to know everyone's got better ears than me. But yeah, should I just go in and?
Yeah. So
right.
as I say, I'm here to answer any questions you've got. Please do post them in the chat. I'm looking at chat from YouTube and I'm looking at chat from Twitch.
Yeah, we've got both. So
either is fine wherever you're looking.
All right.
Watching.
And to show you, here we go. Cool.
Yeah.
Wicked. Right. I'm gonna just do what I usually do.
Fresh one.
All right. Yeah, it's very fresh.
Fresh.
We usually, we've been trying to show late game stuff, but we've got to show pretty much anything that's been changed. All right. Okay. There you go. I know how to play the game. All right.
Yes, you do need the block fabricator to craft the small cargo block. So that's one of the changes which has gone into this build. I've added some smoothing objectives around that to help teach players how to claim the block license for the small cargo block. And I've moved the objective, which was previously on the base objectives track, over to the certification track. So that means that you'll be more smoothly instructed how to build the block crafter. I've also reduced the recipe for the block crafter. It no longer requires silicon, which was a bit of a pain point for some.
You had to come into my early access stream to let me know, I remember.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so obviously a lot of people, understandably, were getting confused about the boulders. They were offering small amounts of silicon. We never intended them to be the primary source of silicon. Some people found the quartz in the blue forest, but not enough of them. And I think, understandably, people felt pretty cheesed off being asked to get 21 silicon from boulders, or they thought from boulders.
I associated gold with quartz. That's what I did.
Right, yeah,
that's what I did.
That's it, yeah, gold is a secondary thing from quartz. Is there going to be a way to get more reactor capacity? So yes, in this update that's coming later on today, there are more reactor capacity for existing cabs. So if you just go into build mode quickly, you can see with the scout cab, we've already increased that one up by 25 points just for this starting one. The navigator cab, which you have the license for when you start off, the too wide starting cab, has a combined limit that goes up to 250.
Am I in the right one?
Sorry.
No, it's all right. I'm just...
never mind. So the too wide cab, the other starting cab, has a combined limit between the reactor capacity and the efficiency points of 250 will be in this update. And then the later cabs that you can get, the harvester, the heavy hauler, the crab, the centurion, they have between 360 and 400 combined limits between the reactor capacity
Wow, okay.
and the efficiency points. So yeah, we've pushed out quite a lot. So the efficiency points are the secondary way of building larger techs. So you have raw reactor limit, which is in this case 125, but you also have cab efficiency, which is the points that you can spend by using things like axles. Axles will give you the ability to place on wheels for cheaper, and instead of reactor capacity, you're spending efficiency points when you attach wheels to the axles. If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
The weapon mounts also work in a similar way. So do all of the frames as well. And we'll be adding more blocks that rely on the efficiency system as well in the future. Yeah, couldn't find silicon. So yes.
Should we go track some down?
Yeah.
Would that be safe for me to do?
That's a good thing to do.
Cool.
So if you turn around, we've now moved more quartz into other areas in the forest. Previously, in the early access launch build, the silicon was only found, well, in very small amounts in the boulders. We've since removed that because it was confusing for people, understandably. But you'll also find quartz now in the easier forest areas. So if you look over to the right, there's just a bit of it there.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh, there's this guy. But
And yeah, quartz is where you want to be going for.
Sorry, I just don't want to get
all
bothered
your
by this
silicon
dude.
needs.
Yeah, that's right. Stay away. Right. Okay.
Okay.
We've got a scene.
When I first used the pulse furnace, it still took damage in the Arctic. It was a single furnace intended to be enough to prevent damage. We're supposed to use two. There was an issue with the pulse furnace. We have put in a change for that, a fix for that. But I don't know the exact details of it, so I won't say them here. But I will double check them after the stream.
Which one's the pulse furnace?
So the pulse furnace
is
the heat, the low temperature mitigation block. So when you go into the Arctic, your tech gets cold because it's very cold there, and what you need is a pulse furnace block and the heater fuel in order to keep your tech warm whilst you're out there.
Oh right, okay. I've not made it that far. Right. That's why I was like, wait, what? Yeah. So how much silicon did I get from that? There you go. I already got 15 silicon from that one bit of quartz.
Another Kris with a K in the chat on YouTube. Nice. Will reactor capacity be shown in the Blockpedia? Yes, sorry, the Blockpedia needs lots of updates. We're going to expand it out eventually to be a whole database that covers all sorts of other things. It's going to cover not only blocks, tech blocks, sorry, but also structure blocks and resource givers and biomes and enemy factions and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, at the moment, some of that stuff is pretty bare bones. I know it's really frustrating for people that the block descriptions are not in the information panel as well. We need to do another pass on those. But yeah, having the reactor limits for the cabs in the Blockpedia would be a good start. You're right. Thank you. Thanks for that suggestion.
Hey, lady, good to see you. Welcome back. Lady's not Mr. Stream, I don't think.
Someone's asking, is Antonio Dave's brother? Because they look very much alike. I don't know. Is that?
I don't know. I mean,
is that right?
Do they look similar?
I'm not sure.
No,
I don't think so. You know,
both handsome, if that's what you mean.
Very handsome fellows. Yeah. Yeah, tips for going to the Arctic. Keep getting attacked by enemies. Not a good time. Okay, yeah, so the Arctic is obviously the late game area for us. I've seen a good amount of feedback saying that the enemies there are perhaps too hard. We over-egged it a bit. It's, as you can tell, getting the balance right is tricky. So as we go on, we can adjust the amount of enemies or the difficulty of the enemies there. For now, we felt like it would be good to have a hard challenge later in the game. But yeah, it's perhaps a bit too much on the too hard side of things. So we can definitely take a look at that. I'd say focus on later game weapons. So get the weapons which consume heavy ammo. I like the plasma guns as well. They're not later game, but I think they're actually pretty powerful for what they are.
Are they the strongest one?
No,
Maybe
but
it's just the one I struggle against.
they're sort of they're available from the start of the game if you go into the Blue Forest, and the ammunition in this update has got cheaper and faster to produce. That's one of the other changes that's gone in. Yeah, I think if you get 2 plasma guns going at the same time, you
become a bit of a monster.
You just have to make sure that they hit. Obviously, those plasma balls are slow to fire.
Of course.
Yeah. But yeah, I know a lot of people tend to lean on the lasers because obviously it doesn't consume ammunition, but the lasers are actually a lot weaker in terms of damage output than the ammo consuming weapons. So if you make that investment in ammo consuming weapons, then that will it will serve you well against tougher enemies. In this update as well, ammo crafting has got cheaper for most ammo types and has got faster for most ammo types. So I should talk a little bit about the grind. So can we just go find some ore quickly? You have been mining a little bit, but
you'd like to show it, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to show the increase in speed. If you find any iron or copper,
cool. Okay.
So yeah, hematite or there is some bauxite, which is aluminium, but that was
already pretty quick, right?
Yeah. All right. Okay. So
here we go.
Anyone who's playing their version at the moment, if you watch how fast this iron can now be destroyed with a single resource laser, it is much faster. So you should be able to burn through it pretty quickly. If you can get yourself a second resource laser and a couple of batteries, you can basically melt your way through this stuff without
great point, actually.
There you go. Of course, with 2 resource lasers, you'll be burning through your battery power a bit faster, but there you go.
But still.
So yeah, for common resources like iron, copper, aluminium, quartz, they have had their health reduced. The amount of power consumption for resource lasers has been reduced as well. The amount of heat that you generate whilst using resource lasers has also been reduced. So all of that stuff gets a lot less fiddly and painful. You can just shoot through this stuff.
Wow.
Like that. Wow. There you go.
Okay.
There you go. All right. All right. Okay, all right. So the other Kris with a K in the YouTube chat is getting back saying that they don't think the enemies in the Arctic are too OP. It's just decent as a goal. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Question about heavy hauler cab. It requires sorry. So the heavy that was an error on our part. The heavy hauler cab currently in the early access launch build required 40, I think it's refined aluminium to craft, but you can only place a stack limit of 30 in there, so it was actually uncraftable. That's our bad. That's our mistake. Sorry. That's corrected in this update going out later on today as well. That was an issue. Sorry. Will TerraTech Worlds come to PS or Xbox? We haven't got anything to say on that yet. You'll probably hear from comms team before anything on that is announced. So no word on that yet. No comment, as it were.
Oh wait, no. Oh, okay.
Making mining lasers way faster is an awesome change. Yeah, cool, good. Yeah, I'm glad you're appreciating it. Any more questions? Please keep the questions coming. I'm here all hour.
Sorry, I'm just like neck deep in building the space now.
No, yeah, you're good.
Because I also want to show, is crafting ammo is like faster now, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it was about 10 seconds. Well, it was exactly 10 seconds to craft light ammo in the previous update. I've reduced it down to about 3 seconds. The costs for crafting light, plasma, and heavy ammo have been reduced as well. It's just much faster, much cheaper, much more plentiful. Ooh. Also, in addition to that, the light ammo and heavy ammo drops from enemy techs have increased as well. They were 0 to 30 per enemy tech. Now it's 0 to 100.
I literally only killed a couple of techs already, and I've already got almost like 200.
Yeah, that's it. You sometimes make your ammo back when you defeat an enemy.
Getting all this carbon.
will we make a sequel to TerraTech? I guess this is one of the things that has been somewhat of a debate within the community, on the Steam forums, on Discord, in the reviews. I see a lot of TerraTech original players coming in and feeling like TerraTech Worlds is too much of a departure. We of course do still support TerraTech original. It's had several significant updates.
Quite a big one quite recently.
And there's still a full team developing more stuff yet to come for TerraTech. So that's still ongoing. Obviously, my focus is on TerraTech Worlds, and will be going forward. So that's, for my part, that's what I'm doing. In the late game, mining itself is not the best option because it's much better to chop up resource and bring it to the base for processing at the base. This way you get a lot more resources. It would be a shame to destroy the resource in the process of cutting. So this point is a good one. As you get past the early game and you get the fragmenter structure, you can start to process whole ore at your base.
The little laser thing.
The tractor beam. If you get the tractor beam and the flatbed, then you can bring whole chunks of ore back to your base and put them in the fragmenter, and you get a much higher yield. In this update, we've increased the yield from the fragmenter by a degree. It's going to go up a bit further in the following update that comes afterwards as well. We're also working on updates to the flatbeds so that you can hold more fragments, hold more ore.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And make that a bit easier, make that process more worthwhile. Because obviously it's a bit more investment than just lasering the thing apart in place, bringing it back to your base or whatever. So do we plan on making enemies drop the ammo that they use? Yes, of course, that makes sense. At the moment in the data, there's no connection between the ammo drop and what the enemy actually has equipped onto their tech, the weapons that the enemy is using. That's a really good suggestion. That's a good change to make. We had considered it as well. It's just one of the things on the list. It would be nice to have. Is the three-way conduit in this update? No, it's not. We have a discussion later on today to talk about the current issues that we have with the splitter and the merger conduits. So they will be rejoining. We've also got a few bugs and issues with the automation of the base pieces, which we're actively working on at the moment. So that will be in not this update, but hopefully an update very soon. You won't have to be waiting a crazy amount of time for that stuff. Fingers crossed. But yeah, it's definitely actively being worked on. Will there be more factions in TTW? Yes. Every single time we add a new biome, we will also add a new faction to go with it. I want to do a lot more with factions at the moment to communicate what's going on in terms of who they are, what they're about, what they're trying to do. Also, I want factions fighting each other because that's super cool.
Yeah.
It'd
be nice for them not to have beef with just me.
Yeah.
Also, carbon, that's slower now, right?
Yeah, right. So
okay, cool.
Carbon burns much slower. So that's another change going into this update. Your carbon generators will burn a raw carbon. Sorry, I'll answer that in a second. They'll burn raw carbon in 60 seconds rather than 20 seconds, and refined carbon will take 5 minutes to burn. So you can really set them off and leave them for much longer without micromanaging, constant upkeep and maintenance. So on factions are the enemies, the enemy groups that you find in each biome. They have some differences at the moment. They're each adapted somewhat to the environments that they exist in. So, for example, the ones in the blue forest will have more lightning rods to deal with the lightning trees. The ones in the swamp will have the lifted wheels, which help them deal with the corrosive pools. And the ones in the Arctic have heaters, which help them, pulse furnaces, which help them deal with the temperature there, obviously. Each of them have their own skins. They have their own bases. We want to go more into the lore of them. We want them to have more personality. We also want to lean further into their combat AI, their behaviors, their fighting styles. But also, we need to include some more of the lore of who they are, what they're about. The desync on multiplayer, we've fixed a bunch of desync issues. Some of them will be making them into today's build potentially. There is a discussion going on about that literally downstairs right now. We obviously don't want to compromise the stability of today's build in other ways, but yeah, there is a discussion going on that. The desync issues, the ones that don't get fixed in today's update, there are further fixes for that in the update, which is probably coming sometime next week. Will there be new fuel options for power production later on in development? Yeah, well, so at the moment, I don't think it's very clear. We didn't communicate it very well, but you can refine carbon. You can also purify carbon, which will mean your carbon generators will run for much longer on those fuel sources.
Yeah, there was someone in our Discord going crazy over it. They were just like, purified carbon lasts so much longer.
yeah, that's it. Has our YouTube stream gone down?
I just checked. We should be good.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it didn't go down. It just sort of froze for some reason. Not sure why. Clearly a YouTube thing because Twitch was okay. So.
Can enemies attack each other? Yes, I want enemies to attack each other. Chaos. Just to clarify, when I'm talking about enemy factions, that's not the same as corporations. We do still have the concept of corporations in our game, on this game. Sorry. But we haven't gone into the lore too much of them. You'll notice that some of the blocks are blue by default with their default skin. Some of the blocks are orange by default. For example, the resource lasers on you. So we have the pro block corporation and the production corporation, and we have the combat corporation. But again, we need to expand and update the lore of these corporations and expand their block sets. At the moment, a lot of these things are mostly the starting offering that we could get together. But yeah, we've got more expansions to go on that front, and then each new specialization, each new area of blocks that comes afterwards will probably involve a new whole corporation. So, for example, when we add boat blocks and flight blocks, those are probably going to be corporations as well.
I think we just heard boat said. I don't know if you've seen from the other stream, someone like for weeks, months now, they'd be like, "Are there going to be boats?" And obviously we couldn't say anything, so we just pretend we didn't know what the word boat meant. We were
right, okay, yeah.
So
well, no, I mean, so it's in our public roadmap.
Now, yeah.
So yeah. A few questions about mining for the flatbeds. Is there any intention to adjust, remove the energy drain to have it active? Can be tricky to transport resources longer distances. Small quartz crystals get completely loose. So I've got lots of updates for the flatbeds and the tractor beams. They need to be much easier because obviously you're investing more time and energy into gathering those things and dragging them back to a base, or moving a base out around with you. Building a forward fragmented base somewhere near where you're mining. But with that, with the amount of investment you put in, you have to get a greater reward back. And the flatbeds are a bit too fiddly at the moment. So we'll have updates for them. Sorry, I am ignoring the YouTube chat. I need to have a look, see what people are saying here. Will we be able to see base blocks in the Blockpedia? Yes. So as I say, we'll be expanding the Blockpedia out to be a database that will include base blocks, tech blocks, consumables, resources, resource givers, biomes, hazards, everything that you need information about. Absolutely.
What should I do? Right. Sorry, I'm more quiet than usual. I'm just playing the game.
Yeah, no, it's fine. So someone in the YouTube chat is saying, with reduced hit points for the nodes, for the resource givers, it makes it way harder to cut and bring those nodes to the crusher, the fragmenter. Are there plans to improve it somehow? Yeah, so what you need to loosen those nodes, the resource givers, as you say, is the terrain deformation tool, the mining cannon. It's a fairly late reward at the moment, but will become more of a mid-game tool that we'll make available to players as we improve the stability of the terrain deformation system. But once you get hold of the mining cannon, you will be able to undermine any resource giver, remove the terrain from around it, and then it'll become dynamic, and then you can pick it up with any tractor, with the tractor beam, so that you can place it on a flatbed, you can get it into the fragmenter, so on. All right. Map needs more move. Oh, sorry, it's scrolled up. That's the problem with this one. Yeah, sorry. The map needs more movement. The grass and the other plants swaying in the wind. Otherwise, it just looks like you're in the map. Yeah, absolutely. I love secondary movement. The art team have done a few experiments with a bit of this stuff. It would also be good to be conveying the wind. The wind is variable. So if you're using a wind generator at lower altitudes, then you'll find it generates less power than if you move it up on top of a hill. So yeah, if you want to use the power pylons to transfer that power from down into wherever your base is, then you can generate a lot more power with the wind turbines, wind generators if you get them up there. But yeah, we need to be showing the wind in the world a bit more. Absolutely, I agree with that. Question, is resource spawn rate going to be increased? I found resource starvation an issue with multiplayer players of the game. Hey, yes, so we will do more scaling for multiplayer games at a certain point. The same is true of enemies, for example. With more players, those fights get significantly easier than in solo play. Obviously, we need to balance for being legitimate. But when you've got 4 people playing the game together or 5 people playing the game together, you're going to burn through resources faster. So yeah, we will be doing some scaling. It's not in a update that's coming soon because we're focusing on stability and balancing right now. But yeah, scaling will come. Okay.
Refinery, that's what I wanted to get. All right, cool.
All right, let's just have a look. Oh, sorry, hang on.
Oh, also, whilst you're looking for questions, is it your 10-year anniversary at Payload Studios today? Did I see that right?
Yeah.
10 years old.
Yeah, 10 years old today in terms of Payload years.
If I'd known, I would have got you like a cake. I would have put confetti down, which I'm sure you would have loved.
I would love that. Yeah, that would be great. So there's a question which is coming in from YouTube that I missed via one of the designers who's also watching along. So Gary's forwarded this question to me. So they're saying they don't like the cabs beyond the first 2 because they don't repair all vehicle blocks. Why is that? It's a much needed feature. So just to clarify, all cabs do have auto repair. They will repair all the blocks over time when they're damaged. It's just that the first 2 blocks, the first 2 cabs that you get in the game have a modifier called nanobot repair, which boosts your repair, your natural repair abilities. So just to clarify, if you're using a different cab apart from the Scout or the Navigator, and you're not seeing the blocks getting repaired, then that's definitely a bug. But it may be that there's a misunderstanding about what nanobot repair does. So just to clarify that. Happy 10 years of payloading. Yay. So I'm 38, which means that I've spent a quarter of my life making TerraTech games now, which is
okay.
It's something, I guess. I'm not sure what to think about that, but
I mean, I like the game, so I think it's time well spent.
It's good, it's fine, it's good. I'm not disparaging. I just didn't think it does make you just okay, yep, okay.
You just didn't see yourself spending so much time with little vehicles so much.
It's good. It's good. So for those who don't know, I worked on the initial demo for TerraTech way back in the beginning with Russ, our creative director, and I've been payloading for 10 years now. Blimey. Okay, so
Crazy.
Let me get back to these questions.
This was a silly idea for me to come here.
Question: The
Oh.
map is not really a map. It'd be nice to unlock a map of where you've been, get your resources, waypoint them. Yeah, absolutely. So the map needs a lot of love. At earlier points in development, we have had a greater emphasis on the map, but for the time being, we haven't had a chance to revisit it and update it with all sorts of things. It needs to display, resources, enemies. You need to be able to upgrade it to reveal more information. You need to be able to also place down custom markers to show where you found things. But there's a whole bunch of stuff we can do with the map that would be great to have. Also, being able to scan around on the map, drag it around so that you can look at where you've been or where you're going. Absolutely.
Sorry, I'm getting absolutely blasted. Can I get back up here? Because there's a block I've not seen before. Also, a newer insignia actually, the big sort of fist one.
Yeah.
I've only ever seen the skull. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So
yeah, that's pretty sick. I like that.
yeah.
What are these? What are these things here?
It's a structure block which has become detached.
Oh
so
yeah, because
rather
they used to
than
be the
having
white cubes, right?
Right, that's
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
rather than having a loose structure block on the floor, which for larger
Gotcha.
structure blocks can look a bit mad, we sort of package them up as this collectible.
No, it makes sense. Yeah. Sorry, I had no idea.
No, yeah.
Right, pick all this stuff up. Cheers.
Oi. All right, questions. Sorry, I'm really sorry if I'm missing questions. I'm
happy you've got so many.
yeah. So, question here from YouTube. Can I ask why there's no console release of the game, PS5, for example? Well, we've done our Steam launch, and as soon as we have more information on console versions or any other versions, we'll announce them. But I can't say anything about that at the moment. Can't be talking about that. Got to focus on the Steam version at the moment. All right.
What am I getting? All right, cool.
Okay, questions.
Oh, that's aluminium. Did I use all my aluminium on my light ammo? Oh, hey, here we go. All right, I got some.
Someone's mentioning the quest of Rook Creek Bridge in the first game, which is one that I made. I made that mission. Says
There you go, a bit of nostalgia on your 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
How many?
Time to
really?
reflect.
One more aluminium. All right, fine. Oh, I better turn that off.
Is there going to be any other ways of making money other than missions? Really, the missions are broken down into different areas of gameplay. So the missions represent combat and resource delivery and the onboarding track, the certification track at the moment. As we expand into focuses on other areas of gameplay, for example, exploration maybe, we will include missions or objectives which will give you money rewards for that. So effectively, missions are the only way of earning money, the script in the game at the moment, but we will continue to expand the ones that we've got, the resource delivery missions, the combat missions, which will include base enemy attacks, boss fights, that sort of stuff, and then the other areas of gameplay that we want players to be rewarded for example, exploration.
Who came up with script?
Script is a real thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
okay.
in the old American West, mining companies would employ people but not pay them in real money. They would pay them in their own internal company monopoly money called scrip, which is highly illegal now. You can't do that because it means that your workers can't leave. They can't spend money with anyone else. So
Gotcha, right.
essentially, you pay them in your own money, which you print, and then they spend your money on things which you sell them because you're the only one that they can buy from because you're the only one who accepts your money, right?
Interest. Okay.
So that's what scrip is. So because you're a deep space prospector and you're earning money from a corporation and also buying things from that corporation.
Oh, got it.
It's
Okay.
script.
Okay. Oh, I learned something today.
There you
That's
go.
pretty cool.
That's a good question. Thanks for asking.
No worries.
Yeah. All right. Question: will there be R&D labs later, like TerraTech? No decisions on that yet. There will be a creative mode at some stage, but as to whether or not we'll do an R&D lab, we haven't decided. There's no confirmation or denial of that yet.
Oh, I need to build a silo. I've got so much stuff. I don't want to.
Any comment on the mixed Steam reviews, mostly focusing on slow progression? Yeah, so obviously that's not the launch I was hoping for. It's not the launch we were hoping for. But I'm reading those reviews. I'm listening to what people are saying in them. I'm looking at what's happening on Discord. And this balancing update is specifically aimed at focusing on addressing many of the complaints that people have. The grind for one, the camera for another, and the reactor limits for a third. We will continue to keep listening. We will continue to keep updating the game. If you're enjoying it, please do consider updating reviews as you see the changes go in. Check out the updates as they come. But yeah, like I say, I've been making TerraTech games for 10 years now, and we've been updating the original TerraTech for 10 years now. All the while, we've always been streaming. We've always been listening to what our players like and dislike about the games, and we've been basing what we want to do with the games, but heavily on what people are enjoying or what people are responding to within the game. So we'll continue to do that. We will always do that, and that's what we're going to do with TerraTech Worlds. But yeah, if you're having a good time, please let us know in the reviews. If you're having a bad time, please look out for the updates and keep telling us what you'd like to see, because we're always listening and we're always updating the game.
Yeah, it's incredibly valuable.
Yeah.
It's slow progression. People are just impatient. Instant gratification generation can't stand to have their progression slower than instant. Well, I think there's pros and cons to both arguments.
I mean, that's the thing, right? You have to look at feedback on balance. If enough people are saying a thing, you have to listen. Mm-hmm. And just because we're responding, that doesn't mean that it's all one thing or all another. We're always trying to strike a balance where you are getting that progression, you are getting that achievement from playing. But I don't want people coming into the game and not having a good time because they feel like it's too grindy. That's not my intention.
Yeah, fun is the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the literal point of a video game. Last time I checked.
Yeah. As you get to the mid game and the later game, you're more invested. You know more about how to tackle some of the challenges in the game, and so that difficulty. I'm not going to say grind. That difficulty can ramp up. The requirements for processing later game material can increase a bit in time, for example. But yeah, it's a balancing act. It's literally game balance. So we have to listen when people are saying it's too grindy at the beginning. We're responding absolutely.
What am I doing?
Quick travel. So fast travel. So we don't have fast travel at the moment. My thinking on this is that our game is about building vehicles. We will have flight. We will have boat blocks. They're on the public roadmap, and they're coming in, I think, autumn this year. So
yeah, I think it was, yes.
So at that point, those will be. My feeling is those will be the main ways of getting around the planet fast. In other games where you're a person or a humanoid character, of course, fast travel is really, really important. But
is there a person in the tech?
Nah, I'll never tell.
Oh, okay. Is that a secret?
Okay,
definitely.
Okay. There's a person in the tech. Look, there's a windscreen, isn't there?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
There's got to be a person, right?
I assume so. I
don't know.
I just always wondered. I was like, is it a remote thing or?
Yeah.
All right.
That said, once we have faster modes of transportation, walker legs. Come on, walker legs. Once we have faster ways to get about, planes, trains, and automobiles, you may still need a fast travel, And so at that point, yeah, we will go ahead and do something on that front.
That is so much slower.
Getting to the point where you're already exploring out and need fast travel, props to you. You've got pretty far in the game already. Well done. So public roadmap. People are asking about the public roadmap. Can we do like a link in the description? That's not going to be helpful, is it?
Yeah, I mean, we can.
Can someone link that in the chat?
Someone's mega helpful.
Public roadmap for TerraTech Worlds. There is a Steam post.
Do you know what? Honestly, that just reminds me. I should make hotkeys for when people ask this. Then we can put the links in the chat.
Good shout.
Okay, let's see. I mean, it's available on all our socials, I think. Yeah. I'll put the Twitter one on, or X, whatever you want to call it.
But yeah, if you search for someone's posted. Thank you. Thanks.
Wow, that was fast.
Yeah. That's it. Early access roadmap. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Do my job for me.
Appreciate you.
Yeah. Cheers, Dr. Reslow. Thank you so much. All right.
Yeah. Man, I'm missing so many of these questions. Sorry, everyone.
We can keep a log of them as well, can't we? And we can probably put them in some sort of blog post thing. Not to give Cassie like work to do, obviously they're not even here. But
sort button for storage, yes. So one of the producers was raising this just now this morning. I know that it's a big bit of we're talking about submarines now. It's a big bit of feedback from a lot of reviews, from a lot of Discord players. So we need auto sorting for the inventories. Absolutely, of course, it is coming. Just please bear with us.
I'm like excited to see submarines, but then it's like I'm one of those people who's kind of scared of the water.
Are you scared of water?
Like underneath the water, yeah. Like I love everything in the ocean, but I'm scared of the ocean. So I'm like, is TerraTech World secretly just going to become a horror game? Like,
do you know people keep saying that? Like, are we making a horror game here? Yeah. I mean,
I guess like with my favorite kind of open world games have different tones everywhere.
Yeah.
Just like real life. Like, good days and bad days. And I guess my bad days will be when submarines come into the game and I've got to make content on it. So.
I mean, I get that water levels in games are like a sort of deep-seated fear for me. When the Sonic drowning music plays, that actually triggers me. It's like a sort of numb flashback for me.
I used to use it as my alarm at uni.
Oh my god, no!
Yeah.
Imagine waking up every day hearing that.
It worked. Like it did work though.
Yeah.
If I had like an important like seminar or something I didn't want to miss, like, dun 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 dun, and I was like. Right. What we got?
All right. Sorry, I'm just reading comments.
No worries. Sorry,
I'm missing questions. There's got to be questions.
Streaming's hard.
All right. So, question from Kino. I'm gonna muller everyone's name. Sorry. Is silicon going to return to the rocks? No. So. It was super confusing, understandably, for people to find very small amounts of silicon in the boulders, and it was quite painful for them to work really hard to mine the boulders out, only to get very small amounts. So we're not putting silicon in the boulders.
It's debris.
You just get debris from them. You can see that now. It's been removed from the boulders. But the quartz is now everywhere in the forest biome. It's not in the immediate starting area, but it is in the green forest, the orange or yellow forests, and the blue forests. It was previously only in the blue forest, and quartz is the best source of silicon. If you need silicon, go for the quartz.
I've got so much ammo. Sorry, I just realised I got 400 bits of ammo.
Yeah.
Light ammo. Will we get a shark fin block for my yellow submarine? I do like that. Now I'm just thinking of shark techs. Not that that'd make a lot of sense, but...
So Leesley Beats. Oh god, I'm not going to try everyone's name. Sorry. They're saying, how's this decision made to add alternate planets before adding flight blocks? For me, flight would be #1 priority as it adds so much depth. Yeah, you're not wrong. You know, flight is something that we want to get to as soon as possible. However, the game is called TerraTech Worlds. So we need to add another planet. We've got the tutorial planet. That doesn't really count. But yeah, you know, there are so many things we want to add to this game. We're so excited about all the updates that are coming. getting them in the right order. Obviously, everyone's going to have a slightly different opinion about what's important there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Just
No,
I got excited by the new effects.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, wait, let's actually fight this guy.
Is aluminium fixed?
No.
At the moment, at least before this update, having guns with ammo usage was kind of a pain as it costs a lot of aluminium. So the cost for light ammo has gone down and the crafting time has gone down. Also, you will find a lot more light ammunition drops from many of the enemies. Previously, it was dropping between 0 to 30 light ammo per enemy kill. Now it's dropping between 0 to 100. So more often than not, you actually get your ammo back, depending on how much ammo you spend killing a thing. But yeah, a lot of the time you'll find that you passively just gain more light ammo as you go. Again, depending on your spend, depending on how good you are at shooting, I suppose.
Yeah, as I'm like doing the worst job in the world. Man, these guys really want to hang out with me. Please, just leave me alone. Get back to that base eventually. Although, am I just going to bring back to... Oh.
So there's a question about the scrapper having 5 connection ports. One in the middle front is an input and the rest are output each. Oh, no, that's not a question. You're just stating what it is. Yeah. You got it right. That's it, yeah. Are you going to be able to travel from planet to planet? Currently, traveling from planet to planet requires a loading screen. That's not to say that we don't want to do something where you have a planet completion event where you can kind of move your play session on from one planet to another via a loading screen. So seamless space flight from one planet to another is probably not possible. It's probably not part of the plan, but maybe with a cutscene, maybe with a menu choice, something like that. Once we get the planetary completion events in, we can imagine a situation where you can take some of your progression from one planet to another. So you and your co-op teammates could conceivably say, right, we're done here. Let's go on and move on to this planet without it just being starting a fresh game on a new planet, if you see what I'm saying. But we don't have that at the moment, and the plans for that are still in discussion. So that's sort of more of a sneak peek of where we're thinking, where we're going with that stuff, rather than confirmation of anything. What height would space be? Oh, golly, we've got a scientist here. I always come across with this stuff.
Tall.
I don't know. Taller than us?
Yeah, that works. Like, yeah, at least 7 feet.
More than 10 feet, definitely. Probably 10, maybe 12 feet.
Yeah, I mean, it's taller than me. It's not hard.
Actually, no. If you go to the top of the hill isn't space, is it?
No, it's not. No.
Okay.
Last time I checked.
Is top of the mountain space? Is that space? No?
No, I don't think so.
No, that's not space. When does space begin?
When does space begin? Does anyone in chat know?
Is it like 3 miles in the air?
I genuinely don't know. Like, I'm scared of heights, so I've just been ignoring that information.
So what's 30,000? Because I've been in an airplane at least once, and they say we're cruising at an altitude of 30,000 feet.
Yeah,
so that's not space, is it?
No, that's not space either. No,
it must be more than 30. Oh my gosh, sorry.
No, I have this conversation with my friends all the time.
256 miles. Someone says.
Really?
Like that. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, why not?
That's actually smaller than I thought it would be.
That feels like a lot, actually.
Oh, really?
That's more than I expected it to be.
I thought it's like less. I don't know why, but I think it's because I'm thinking of it's space.
Yeah.
Would you go to space?
Would I go to space?
Yeah, like if you like a Jeff Bezos situation where you got
it's not
like
really on the cards for me, is it?
No, I mean like if Jeff Bezos said to you, "Do you want to come up on that shuttle with me?" William Shatner can be there as well. If that's a sell, I don't know, but.
I feel like I'd probably upset Jeff Bezos if I was face to face with him having a chat.
Yeah, I'd probably do the same.
I've just got comments, I suppose.
You bring like the smelliest food you can up there later.
No, well, yeah.
I would say, I assume, yeah. But I mean, I wouldn't do it one because it's too high up.
It's too high up.
It's way too high up. I feel like I love sci-fi stuff. I love watching like ships explore the galaxy.
I love ships.
I would do it in real life. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I think it's dangerous. Pretty dangerous, isn't it?
It is pretty dangerous.
It's a kind of irresponsible thing going to space. I mean, like...
I like that being a statement. Like, what do you think about space? I think it's a bit dangerous.
Well, it is. You get in trouble with some people if you like a ride a motorbike, right? That's dangerous. True. But going to space, that's really dangerous,
Can't trust people with cars and motorbikes. Could you trust the regular Joe with a ship? Like... That's why we don't have flying cars in the Jetsons, I think.
Baltimore, man. Baltimore. What a nightmare.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Sorry. Questions. So we're going to wrap up soon. I have to jump off to something in 5 minutes. So sorry if I didn't get to your question. I will do another stream as soon as possible and continue to answer more of your questions. So please come back. If I didn't get a chance to answer it this time, please do fire it again. Sorry for those who I haven't answered their questions. I'm terrible at keeping up with the chat.
You've done a great job. I would have just ignored them the whole time.
Oh no. All right. Might get tracks and turret ring blocks. So tank tracks. Yeah, I want tank tracks. They're not the top priority at the moment, but yeah, we added them for TerraTech. I want them to do more. I want them to feel more different to wheels this time around. But yeah, I want tank tracks. Turret ring blocks. I'm not sure what that means. Do you mean turrets that rotate all the way around? In which case, yes, we do have some weapons which already do that. If you're not seeing that with the weapons that you've placed, consider giving them more freedom around them. At the moment, we have an issue where the laser, for example, gets blocked by blocks which are just behind it, which stop it from being able to use its full arc of rotation. So a change from this game to the previous one. In this game, the blocks that you place around your weapons will limit their arc of movement, which has not been clearly communicated. So if you didn't get that, that's on us, not you, of course. If you're talking about AI turrets, yeah, AI turrets are on the list. We want them, especially when it comes to base attacks, base defense stuff. That's all coming. I'm pretty excited about what we can do with that. But yeah, it's not in right now, obviously. Playing for 10 years in the universe. Please don't give up and keep moving forward. I will.
Nice.
We will. All right. Okay. I'm so sorry to the YouTube question askers. I have ignored all of the questions. How large is the current development team compared to TerraTech? So we are a studio of I think there's around 50 of us now.
Yeah, just over 50. Yeah.
The TerraTech Worlds team is larger. It eats up more resources. It's a larger game, and TerraTech, doing updates for TerraTech is more manageable because it's a more established, more mature game. There's more of the groundwork done, but TerraTech maintains a full team. So yeah, updates are still coming for that. There's actually some pretty exciting stuff coming. I don't think it's been announced, has it? No. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, I can't talk about that. Sorry, I'm not gonna steal their thunder. That would be rude of me.
I work in the same room as them as well. They'll kill me.
They would. Yeah, they would get very upset. I'm on thin ice here. Rocket launcher pods for planes and minigun blocks. Yes, we've got a minigun. It's getting a rework at the moment. I wanted it in for launch, but we didn't have time. Yes, we have a minigun. I love miniguns. Who doesn't love a minigun? Or other people getting shot by the minigun.
Yeah, they're probably the least biggest
minigun fans.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're getting shot. Not for me, actually. I don't like it.
Yeah. Minigun.
But I like a minigun.
Minigun.
All right. Sorry, I'm just thinking of somebody getting shot by a minigun and going, I love it.
So, Dan, a person in the YouTube chat is... Oh, no. Well, a person in the YouTube chat is not keen on the balance at the moment. Game's not fun. Which players did we do this for? So, Daniel, please check out the update that's coming on later on today. It includes loads of balance updates, which remove the grind, increase the reactor limits for all of the cabs, and sort out the camera issues that a lot of people were struggling with. So, yeah, please check it out. Let us know what you think. Please continue to give us feedback. We're listening. We're updating the game all the time. We're working really hard to answer some of the common complaints that are being leveled at the game. But yeah, check it out. Check the update out.
Coming today. Yeah, coming today at some point.
Yeah, at some point.
We'll also have a Steam post and a YouTube video going out at the same time. So however you want to consume the update information, if you're a reader or a visual person, we'll have you covered like on all fronts. So we want you to know that it exists. Whoa, come on, mate. I'm trying to do a stream. Okay, he's quite armored up. I'm gonna run away.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
What a way to finish.
It always.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I'm really sorry. I have
Yep.
to duck out now. I've got to head off.
Yeah, no worries.
But,
I might.
yeah, it was great chatting with everyone.
Yeah, thank you for joining me and being the most knowledgeable person in the room. I really appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, what a scary thought. Please do get me on another stream soon. I want to answer more of these questions. Sorry to everyone whose questions I didn't answer. I'm trying to look at both the chats and answer as many as possible, but I didn't get through half of them. But thanks for the great questions. Thanks for playing the game. Bear with us whilst we get the update out. Please let us know what you think as soon as the update is out.
Cheers everyone. Right, see you in a bit.
Thank you.
Bye.